At exactly 3:17 a.m., my security camera turned on by itself. No motion alert. No sound. What it recorded wasn't supposed to exist. I live alone. It's an old house, the kind where every floorboard has its own story, its own particular groan. For weeks, I'd been hearing strange noises coming from the hallway late at night. Little scratches, soft thuds, things you could almost convince yourself were just the house settling. But this felt different. So I did what anyone would do these days. I bought a security camera. A simple, well-reviewed model. The company was clear. It only activates when it detects movement. That's the whole point, right? To save power, to save storage. To only show you what matters. But that night, the night of the recording, the footage started before anything moved. The file begins, and there's the hallway, bathed in that grainy, ethereal green of night vision. You can see the dust particles floating in the air, dancing like tiny ghosts in an invisible beam of light. The timestamp flickers in the corner. For a moment, it's just a silent, empty space. My space. It was supposed to be comforting, proof that nothing was there. But the longer I looked, the more it felt like I was staring into an open cage. The timestamp reads 3 hours 17 minutes and 4 seconds. I remember staring at those numbers, my heart sensing up with each passing second. For the first 11 seconds, absolutely nothing happens. It's just the empty hallway, the closed door to my bedroom at the far end, the faint outline of a framed picture on the wall. Then, something strange happens. The camera begins to zoom in. Not a digital zoom, not that pixelated, blocky mess you get when you pinch your phone screen. It was a smooth, steady push forward. As if the camera itself was physically moving down the hall, as if something was pulling it closer, drawing it toward the bedroom door. The perspective starts to distort, the walls of the hallway bending slightly, stretching like they're made of rubber. Glitches flicker across the screen, just for a millisecond at a time, but it's enough to make you feel like the recording itself is unstable. Like the very fabric of the digital image is starting to break down. At first, I just thought it was a shadow, a trick of the low light. You know, you stare at something in the dark long enough, and your brain starts to create shapes that aren't really there. It was a patch of darkness near the far end of the hall, just deeper than the rest. But then, it stood up. It unfolded itself from the corner where the wall meets the floor, rising slowly, unnaturally. It was too tall. Way too tall. The top of its head scraped against the upper frame of the doorway, but there was no sound. No splintering wood, no dust falling. The doorframe never moved. The wall was untouched. It was thin. Impossibly so. Like a line drawn in charcoal against the night vision green. Its limbs were long and spindly, moving with a disjointed grace that made my skin crawl. It tilted its head, a slow, inquisitive motion, but there were no facial features to see. Just a smooth, dark expanse where a face should be. Red digital noise started to swarm round its form, like the camera sensor was struggling to process what it was seeing. I had to stop the video. My hand was shaking as I moved the mouse to the pause button. I leaned in close to the monitor, my breath fogging up the screen. I had to see. I used the player's zoom function, blowing up the image until the pixels were the size of small tiles. And that's when I saw the worst part, the most terrifying detail of all, the shape. This impossibly tall figure. It wasn't looking down the hallway. It wasn't looking at the door, or the walls, or the floor. It was looking directly at the camera, directly at me. I could feel its gaze through the screen, through the recording, Through time itself, it knew. It knew I was there. It knew someone was watching. In the spot where its eyes should have been, I saw two faint, pinprick-sized reflections. Two tiny, perfect images of the camera's own lens, staring back at me. I checked the audio file. The camera was supposed to record sound, but the track was completely flat silence. I'm not a sound engineer, but I have some basic editing software. On a whim, I imported the file and started to play with the levels, amplifying it, pushing it far beyond normal limits. At first, there was just static, a wall of white noise. But as I kept pushing, something else began to emerge from the hiss. A low-frequency hum, a sound so deep it was more of a feeling, a vibration in my chest, a sound just below the range of human hearing. I isolated it and slowed it down, stretching the waveform until the hum began to break apart. It wasn't a hum. It was a voice. A dry, rasping whisper that seemed to scratch its way out of the speakers. And it said two words. You looked. That's when it hit me. A wave of cold, pure terror that washed over me and made the hairs on my arms stand up. I finally understood. The perspective. The way the camera was looking *at* the bedroom door, not * from *it. The way the figure was looking directly into the lens. It wasn't recording the whole way from my living room. The footage was taken from * inside * the whole way. It was looking at my bedroom door. It was recording me on the other side, asleep in my bed. The camera wasn't in my house. It was recording * from * the other side of reality, looking in. The entire video was its point of view. The shadow wasn't just in my hall. It was holding the camera. It was showing me what it saw. The footage ends abruptly at 3:19 a.m. Just a sudden cut to black. The next morning, I found the camera on the floor of my living room, unplugged. The cord was coiled neatly beside it. I live alone. I don't remember unplugging it. I deleted the footage, formatted the memory card, and threw the camera in the trash.